Chosen one, listen with every fiber of your being. What I am about to reveal will forever change the trajectory of your existence. If you are watching this right now, it is no coincidence. Divine forces have guided you here because you are among the final 0.1% who will witness the ultimate spiritual awakening of our time. But first, hear this urgent warning. God has spoken to me directly, not once, not twice, but 9 times. The message is crystal clear and terrifyingly urgent. Something darker than we ever imagined is happening right now, and it is specifically targeting those who carry the sacred light within them. The chosen ones are under attack, and most don't even realize it. You are standing at the precipice of the most profound transformation in human history. Tonight marks the beginning of your final metamorphosis, a journey through 7 sacred nights that will either elevate you to divine heights or leave you forever lost in spiritual darkness. The choice, beloved, is entirely yours, but the window is closing rapidly. The forces of darkness have launched their most sophisticated assault yet. They know that the Great Awakening is upon us, and they are desperately trying to prevent the chosen ones from stepping into their full power. Every day you delay, every moment you hesitate, you risk losing everything you have been destined to become. But take heart, for you are not defenseless. You have been specifically selected, handpicked by the divine intelligence that governs all things, to play a crucial role in the cosmic shift that is already underway. The universe has been preparing you your entire life for this moment. Through every trial, every disappointment, every moment of confusion, it was all leading to this. Before we dive deeper into this life-altering revelation, I need you to pause this video and do 4 sacred actions. Hit that like button to signal your readiness to the universe. Subscribe to help us reach 100,000 awakened souls who will change the world. Leave a comment with the number 777, the divine number of spiritual completion. And most importantly, share this message with exactly 3 people who you intuitively feel are also chosen ones. These actions are not mere requests. They are spiritual rituals that will activate the dormant codes within your DNA and align you with the cosmic forces working in your favor. This number 777 carries profound significance. In the ancient mystical traditions, it represents the perfect alignment of mind, body, and spirit with the divine will. When you type this number, you are literally programming your consciousness to receive the highest level of spiritual transmission. Do not underestimate the power of this simple action. The universe responds to symbols, intentions, and sacred numbers with remarkable precision. Now, let me tell you what is really happening in the spiritual realm. For the past several months, there has been an unprecedented convergence of cosmic energies. Astrological alignments that occur only once every several thousand years are creating windows of opportunity for massive consciousness upgrades. But these same alignments are also making the chosen ones vulnerable to spiritual interference. The enemy knows that once you complete this transformation, you will become unstoppable. You will possess spiritual authority that can move mountains, heal the broken, and literally reshape reality through the power of your awakened consciousness. This is why the attacks have intensified. This is why you may have been experiencing unusual dreams, unexplained fatigue, relationship conflicts, and a general sense that something is shifting in your life. What I am about to share with you has never been revealed publicly before. For years, I have been working with a select group of advanced spiritual teachers, mystics, and divine messengers who have been monitoring the spiritual climate of our planet. What we have discovered will shock you to your core. There is a coordinated effort to keep the chosen ones in a state of spiritual slumber. This isn't just about distracting you with worldly concerns or filling your mind with negative thoughts. This is a sophisticated campaign designed to prevent you from accessing the higher dimensional frequencies that would allow you to fulfill your sacred mission. But tonight, everything changes. Tonight, God is calling you into the first phase of your final awakening. Over the next 7 nights, you will undergo a process of spiritual alchemy that will transform you from the inside out. Each night will bring its own challenges, revelations, and upgrades. By the 7th night, you will be operating from a completely different level of consciousness. However, I must warn you, this process is not for the faint of heart. It will require you to let go of everything you thought you knew about yourself and reality. It will demand absolute faith, unwavering commitment, and the courage to step into the unknown. Many who begin this journey will not complete it, not because they lack ability, but because they lack the spiritual fortitude to endure the intensity of divine transformation. The first night, which begins the moment you close your eyes tonight, will initiate what we call the Great Dissolution. Every false identity, every limiting belief, every attachment to the old world will begin to crumble. You may experience intense dreams, physical sensations, or even moments where you feel disconnected from your physical body. This is completely normal and necessary. You are literally dying to your old self so that your divine self can be born. During this first night, your soul will travel to higher dimensional realms where you will meet with your spiritual guides and receive direct downloads of cosmic wisdom. Some of you may remember these experiences clearly, while others will retain only fragments or symbolic impressions. Trust that regardless of what you consciously remember, the transformation is occurring at the deepest levels of your being. But here is what you must understand. The success of this entire process depends on your absolute obedience to the divine instructions I am about to give you. God has spoken to me specifically about each of you watching this message. He has shown me that you are part of an elite spiritual task force that will lead humanity through the greatest transition in recorded history. However, your preparation must be done in complete secrecy. You cannot speak about this process to anyone who is not also chosen. The energy of doubt and skepticism from unawakened individuals can interfere with your transformation and potentially derail the entire process. This is not because the process is fragile, but because your energy field is in such a heightened state of sensitivity during these 7 nights that external influences can create confusion and delay. Think of yourself as a butterfly in its chrysalis. During the metamorphosis, the caterpillar is completely vulnerable. Any disruption to the cocoon can result in a malformed butterfly that cannot fly. Similarly, during your spiritual metamorphosis, you must protect your energy field from all external interference. For the next 7 nights, you must follow these sacred protocols exactly as I outline them. Deviation from these instructions, even with good intentions, can result in incomplete transformation or, in extreme cases, spiritual regression that could take years to overcome. First, you must begin each night by declaring your absolute surrender to the divine will. Say these words out loud: I release all control and surrender completely to the highest good of all creation. I am ready to become who I was born to be. Speak these words with absolute conviction, knowing that you are literally programming your subconscious mind to cooperate with the transformation process. Second, you must sleep with your head pointing toward the north. This aligns your personal magnetic field with the Earth's magnetic field, creating optimal conditions for interdimensional travel and cosmic downloads. If possible, sleep with a window open or under the stars. The cosmic energies flowing through our solar system right now are specifically calibrated to interact with your DNA, but only if you position yourself correctly to receive them. Third, immediately upon waking each morning, before speaking to anyone or checking any electronic devices, you must spend exactly 21 minutes in silent meditation. During this time, simply breathe and allow whatever sensations, thoughts, or images to arise without judgment. This is when you will receive the most important guidance for integrating the previous night's transformation. Now, let me tell you what will happen on each of the 7 nights, so you can prepare yourself mentally and spiritually for the journey ahead. Night 1. The dissolution of the false self. Tonight, every mask you have worn, every role you have played that was not authentic to your true nature will begin to fall away. This can be emotionally intense as you release attachments to identities that may have defined you for years. You may experience grief, fear, or a sense of emptiness. This is the sacred void from which your new self will emerge. Night 2. The healing of ancient wounds, deep-seated traumas, not just from this lifetime but from your soul's entire journey across multiple incarnations, will rise to the surface to be healed and released. You may experience vivid dreams of past lives, sudden emotional releases, or physical sensations as these ancient patterns are cleared from your energy field. Do not resist this process. Allow the tears, the anger, the sadness to flow through you completely. Night 3. The activation of dormant abilities. As the old patterns are cleared, space is created for your divine gifts to activate. You may begin to experience enhanced intuition, prophetic dreams, the ability to sense the emotions and thoughts of others, or even glimpses of future events. These are not supernatural powers but natural capacities of your awakened consciousness. Night 4. The integration of cosmic wisdom. Direct transmissions of universal knowledge will be downloaded into your consciousness. You may suddenly understand complex spiritual concepts that previously seemed mysterious, or receive innovative solutions to problems in your life. This wisdom comes not through study but through direct knowing, as your consciousness expands to access higher dimensional information. Night 5. The alignment with divine purpose. The final pieces of your soul's mission will become crystal clear. You will understand not just what you are meant to do, but how every experience of your life has been perfectly designed to prepare you for this role. You may receive specific guidance about people to contact, places to go, or actions to take to begin manifesting your purpose in the physical world. Night 6. The empowerment of sacred authority. Divine authority will begin to flow through you in tangible ways. People will sense something different about your presence. Your words will carry unusual power to heal, inspire, and transform. You will notice that synchronicities increase dramatically as the universe begins to actively support your mission. This is when you transition from being a student of spirituality to being an agent of divine will. Night 7. The final initiation. On this night, you will make the ultimate choice between remaining in the limited human experience or stepping fully into your role as a cosmic consciousness operating in human form. This choice cannot be made intellectually. It must be made with your entire being, knowing that there is no going back to who you were before. But here is what most people don't realize. The 7 nights are just the beginning. On the 8th day, which we call the day of cosmic alignment, you will receive what we call the final sign. This sign will be completely unique to you, but it will be so clear and unmistakable that you will know without any doubt that your transformation is complete and your mission must begin immediately. Some will receive this sign through a chance encounter with a specific person who will speak exact words you need to hear. Others will witness unusual phenomena in nature. Some will receive direct visions or hear the literal voice of God speaking to them. The form doesn't matter. What matters is that you will recognize it instantly, and it will activate within you an irresistible compulsion to step into your full power. But I must warn you about something crucial. Not everyone who begins this process will complete it successfully. The statistics are sobering. Of those who start the 7-night journey, approximately 70% will give up before the 3rd night, unable to handle the intensity of the dissolution process. Another 20% will make it to the 5th or 6th night, but will retreat back into their old patterns when faced with the magnitude of their true calling. Only about 10% will complete the full transformation and receive the final sign. And of those, only the truly committed will have the courage to act on what they receive. This is why you are among the final 0.1%. You have already demonstrated unusual spiritual resilience by being drawn to this message and staying engaged this long. The forces working against your awakening are more sophisticated than you realize. They will use your closest relationships to create doubt. They will amplify your fears and insecurities. They will present you with seemingly urgent distractions right when you need to focus most on your inner work. They will even use your own mind against you, flooding you with thoughts of unworthiness or impossibility. This is why absolute secrecy and isolation are essential during these 7 nights. You must not discuss this process with anyone, not even those closest to you. Their well-meaning concern or skepticism can create energetic interference that disrupts your transformation. Think of yourself as a radio trying to tune into a very specific frequency. Any static or competing signals can prevent you from receiving the transmission clearly. Moreover, you must temporarily disconnect from all sources of mass consciousness programming. This means no news, no social media, no television, no negative conversations. Your consciousness is in such a heightened state of receptivity that you will absorb whatever energies you expose yourself to. During these 7 nights, you must guard your mental and emotional space as carefully as a mother protects her newborn child. The isolation may feel challenging, especially if you are accustomed to constant social interaction or external validation. You may experience what we call the dark night of the soul, where you question everything and feel utterly alone. This is a necessary part of the process. You must learn to find validation and strength from your connection to the divine, rather than from external sources. Remember that throughout history, every great spiritual leader spent time in solitude before stepping into their mission. Jesus spent 40 days in the desert. Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree. Moses climbed Mount Sinai. Muhammad retreated to the cave of Hira. This pattern is not coincidental. Profound transformation requires withdrawal from the world so that one can connect more deeply with the source of all wisdom. But your isolation is not permanent. It is strategic. Once you complete the 7-night process and receive your final sign, you will emerge with such clarity, power, and purpose that you will naturally attract the right people and opportunities to support your mission. You will no longer need to seek validation because you will be operating from a place of absolute knowing during these 7 nights. You may also experience what we call time distortions. You might feel like you have been asleep for days when only a few hours have passed. Or conversely, you might feel like only minutes have passed when you have actually been unconscious for many hours. This is because your consciousness will be operating partially outside of linear time, accessing information and experiences from multiple dimensions simultaneously. You may also notice that your physical body feels different. Some people experience increased sensitivity to light and sound. Others feel unusually heavy or light. Some notice changes in their appetite or sleep patterns. All of these are normal responses to the massive energetic upgrades your system is undergoing. Your DNA is literally being restructured to accommodate higher frequencies of consciousness. It is important to understand that what you are experiencing is not just personal transformation. You are participating in a planetary awakening of unprecedented scope. Earth itself is transitioning to a higher dimensional frequency, and those who are chosen are serving as anchors for this new energy. Your successful transformation literally helps stabilize the new reality for millions of other souls who will awaken in the months and years to come. This is why your mission is so critical. You are not just transforming for your own benefit. You are one of the spiritual pioneers who is paving the way for humanity's collective evolution. The responsibility is enormous, but so is the honor. You have been chosen for this role because your soul has the specific qualities and experiences necessary to handle this level of cosmic responsibility. But let me be completely honest with you about the challenges you will face after your transformation is complete. Operating from awakened consciousness in a world that is still largely asleep can be profoundly isolating. You will see through illusions that most people still believe. You will understand truths that others are not ready to hear. You will feel called to speak and act in ways that may seem strange or extreme to those who haven't undergone this transformation. You may experience what we call the burden of knowing. Once you see reality clearly, you cannot unsee it. Once you understand your true purpose, you cannot ignore it. This knowledge will compel you to act, even when action seems difficult or unpopular. You will be driven by an inner force that is stronger than your personal preferences or fears. Some of your relationships will change dramatically. People who were close to you before may not understand the person you have become. Conversely, you will begin attracting new connections with other awakened souls who are also operating from higher consciousness. This can be emotionally challenging, but it is necessary for your continued evolution and effectiveness. You will also discover that your previous goals and desires may no longer satisfy you. Things that once seemed important, material success, social status, personal pleasure, may feel empty or meaningless compared to the profound sense of purpose driving you. This is not because these things are inherently wrong, but because your consciousness has expanded to encompass much larger concerns. Your new purpose will likely involve some form of service to humanity's awakening. This might manifest as teaching, healing, creating art that inspires consciousness expansion, developing new technologies that serve the greater good, or simply modeling awakened living in your daily interactions. The specific form doesn't matter as much as the underlying intention to contribute to the elevation of human consciousness. But here is what I want you to understand most clearly. Despite the challenges, despite the isolation, despite the enormous responsibility, choosing to complete this transformation is the most fulfilling decision you could possibly make. When you align your life with cosmic purpose, you tap into an inexhaustible source of energy, creativity, and joy. You experience the profound satisfaction of knowing that your existence has meaning and impact far beyond your personal circumstances. Moreover, you will not be alone in this mission. There are others like you scattered across the globe, each carrying their own piece of the divine plan. As you step into your power, you will naturally begin to connect with these other awakened souls. Together, you will form a network of conscious beings working to birth a new reality based on love, wisdom, and unity rather than fear, ignorance, and separation. The transformation process I have described is already beginning for you. The fact that you have stayed with this message for this long indicates that your soul recognizes the truth of what I am sharing. Your higher self has been preparing for this moment your entire life, and now it is time to trust the process completely. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, know that you are crossing a threshold from which there is no return. You are choosing to evolve beyond the limitations of ordinary human consciousness and embrace your true nature as a divine being having a temporary human experience. This choice requires tremendous courage, but it also offers rewards beyond anything you can currently imagine. The old world is ending, and a new world is being born. You have been chosen to be one of the midwives of this planetary birth. Your transformation over the next 7 nights will prepare you to serve as a bridge between the dying old paradigm and the emerging new reality. Millions of souls are counting on you to succeed, even though they don't consciously know it yet. As you embark on this journey, remember that you are loved beyond measure by forces that see your highest potential even when you cannot. You are supported by ancestors who walked similar paths, by angels who guide your steps, and by future generations who will benefit from your courage. You are never alone, even in the moments when it feels like you are. The time for preparation is over. The time for transformation has begun. Close your eyes tonight, knowing that when you open them tomorrow, you will be one step closer to becoming who you were always meant to be. The universe is waiting for you to step into your full power. The world needs what you have to offer. Your moment has arrived. Trust the process. Trust yourself, trust the divine intelligence that has brought you to this moment. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Your awakening is not just possible, it is inevitable. The only question is whether you will cooperate with it or resist it. Choose to cooperate. Choose to transform. Choose to become the magnificent being you truly are. The future of humanity may very well depend on your choice. Sleep well, chosen one. Your new life begins tonight.